Hey y'all, this is Devontae. Forgive me about my phone. I gotta get a new one. I dropped it, so I guess it's making this weird part of my screen. But anywho, this is for Israelites. If you serving in Christ, then you're not Israelites. Don't consider yourself an Israelite, because in the Israelite world, in the world that you think about, we're supposed to serve the Hebrew. And we're supposed to serve what our Bible is. And that's Hebrew. The Hebrew Torah. And if you can't even or don't want to serve that, you're not an Israelite. You're not. Because these are the Christians are the same ones that was killing us in the biblical times. Hiding truths. Manipulated our Bible because they wanted to put themselves in there to be more irrelevant, because they felt like we shouldn't have been irrelevant. This is who you're serving. If you want to serve somebody like that, then you don't even belong with the Israelite brethren. You should just be with them. You shouldn't consider yourself an Israelite then. When I'm saying in the Hebrew Bible, Hebrews and Israelites, that's who we are. It was no white man. It never was no white man. And if you are serving into Christianity, the ones that did us wrong and colonized us, you basically the enemy. And I'm not going to say white man is the enemy. It's the Bible that the white man's made. Because if you think about it, if Christianity made so many problems for centuries for everybody, don't that mean that Christianity is basically the enemy? Think about that. You got some Christians that are not evil. They believe in what the Bible is. And you got some that don't. They just pretend to be with Christianity, and they're really not with it, and they're not with anything. They just want to be in church and just want to act like they in something. But I'm talking about, if Christianity was interpreted for them to understand what we are interpreting in the Bible, because we can only understand in the Hebrew language and understand in Hebrew that was going on, and we was the only ones who could understand that, and they could not, and it was in parables to them. Don't that mean because they was interpreting our Bible, they had to understand what we could see and they could not see? And here's the truth of this. If they couldn't see what we could see, and they interpret the Bible for them to see what we can see, and then in their Bible they start putting themselves more involved than we are, and then start colonizing and killing us later on, who do you think that was? That was Christianity at its finest. That's really Christianity. But later down the line, Christianity started to be passive and not aggressive. But at the same time, people that have that aggression when it comes to Christianity, no, that's how Christianity was. It was. That's how it is. But if the ones are not doing that, they just not doing what their ancestors were doing. That's the same thing with me. My Hebrew Bible, yes, it tells truth. It tells about my people were good and they did a lot of bad. Okay. I'm not being my ancestor. I'm not doing a lot of bad. I'm doing a lot of good. I'm not doing things to alter and do stuff like that. I'm not going to, because here's the thing that we don't even know. Because remember, Elder Knight got hanged. People thinking white people did it. I never thought like that. I thought maybe our own people did it. Because our own people is scantless like that in the first place. You see them every day. They scantless to drop a baby on the ground and kill it. They were doing it in the Bible. You talking about a baby in 2025 was in the oven. Mama put it in the oven to kill it. So in another way, yeah, no. To me, that was just their evil ancestor in them. And that's really what it was. That's really what it was. So don't be your ancestor, and they don't be theirs. The difference with theirs is that they're being passive, and they're not coming at you. But you're coming at them, and you're not supposed to be coming at them. In the Hebrew Bible, we are peaceful. If you provoke us, we got to walk that away. But if you try to take our lives, then we fight. That's the Hebrew. The Israelites been this way for the longest time. We are gifted people. But because we gifted people, we took advantage and kept saying we so gifted, no matter what sin we did, we didn't get in trouble for it, and we did. And we suffering what we suffering now. The Christianity that did us wrong, it wouldn't have never happened if we listened. We didn't listen. We didn't obey. And I'm telling this for the Israelite folks. If you serve Christianity, then don't call yourself an Israelite. Don't call yourself that. No. Because you're not that. If you serve in the Hebrew Bible, you are. But if you're serving Christianity, you're not. Because Christianity dishonored and did our people wrong. And it did. Because that religion did us wrong. In another way, it still does. It mocks what we are. To that point, you are telling yourself, if you're not Christian, you just Christianity, you're not Israelite at all. You don't represent our tribe and our people. You represent Christianity. You represent the Khazars. And that's fine. You can be that all you want. I'm not gonna hate that you are. Yahweh might be mad, but I can't be, because it's not up to me to be mad. I'm just telling you the truth. But don't you think, ever think, you can come back to us and still be a Christian and come back to us and try to come in arms. Don't you ever do that. Because you are not. And I will not accept you because you chose a religion that killed us and did us entirely wrong. And that's exactly how I feel. And I don't know why I feel that way, but I believe in the Ruach, that's what Yahweh feel. And he really does, because I don't have no hate. I'm not the type to be hateful about people's beliefs. I let them be whatever. But Yahweh must be in me, because I don't know why. It's this kindred of anger that's like, you chose to be with the enemy that wronged you for centuries, and you know the truth, and you sit there and stay with their religion? Depart from me. That's all that can come out of me, is depart from me. Depart from me. Because their beliefs is not what you're supposed to be believing. The Hebrew Torah's belief you're supposed to be believing. And you're choosing not to do that. Even if Yah gave you the truth in a manuscript, you chose to reject it. So, I don't know what to tell you, but good luck with that. Good luck talking to Yahweh when he come down and tell him what you really did. Because if you reject the answers and reject the truth, then he's not going to accept you. That's all I got to say. Take care.